Members of the Fly Music Society, what's going on? Today we're back with another music reaction. I want to apologize. You guys might be hearing a lot of construction going on in the background. There's construction right outside where I'm recording right now, so I apologize for that. Can't be helped, but life must go on. So I kind of put a poll in my community page on YouTube about which baby metal song I should get into, because I've been wanting to get into baby metal, just curious about baby metal in general. And I asked through a poll, and the song that actually got the most hits were Give Me Chocolate. However, one of the newly found members to the community, Nancy, who's also in my Discord and gets the perks of being a member in my Discord, said that this is the one I should do, Baby Metal Headbanger Live at Legend 1997 Apocalypse. That's a mouthful. Benefits of being a member. One of those benefits is you get first pick of reaction videos that I get to do. I obviously take into account what everybody says in the comments, and you guys have been great at suggesting a bunch of different things in the comments. You guys are what keeps this channel going, so I'm always going to at least add things to the list of some of them might get picked, some of them might not, but I always want suggestions of what to react to in the comments, so I do appreciate that. But Nancy Robbins said that I should do this song, so we're gonna do the song. So that whole I guess poll was kind of a moot point, at least for this video, but I do appreciate all the support you guys have been showing me. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I want to say that I'm literally going into this blind. I know nothing about baby metal except that they are essentially, I guess, a metal band with like kind of like a Japanese pop idol singers, three female singers that run it. So don't know how these two kind of, I guess, genres are going to go together, but I guess that's the intrigue of baby metal, right? I'm a huge rock fan, any type of rock. Metal is a type of rock, so any type of metal I'm intrigued in listening to, but I'm really curious to see how these two genres mesh. So, and the comment of the day comes from Musician Reacts to Ren Power video. This was the one I did on a live stream, and then the next week I posted as a video, kind of doubling down. Sorry guys, but that's going to happen sometimes. Sketch Therapy 1218, who's been in my comments a lot, said, "Losing It is hilarious. You have to see Losing It by Ren. I can't stress this enough. It's funny, and when he goes beast mode, he gets beast mode, and that first beast mode is the beastiest." Listen, guys, my humor is very simple. You take a word, you use it correctly like 18 different times in the same sentence, and you're gonna get a chuckle out of me. All right, that is our comment of the day. So what we do here, if you're new to the channel, is we watch the video. I interject here and there for things I think are important. And then at the end of the video, or at the end of the song, we talk about the music and we talk about the message. All right, so that's what we do here. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Epic sounding already. Got that dark metal organ synth. It's like a sold out crowd. It's crazy. Go! Okay, already there's a lot to talk about. We're gonna watch that whole opening again. The thing that's funny is you see these, like, they're essentially, I don't know how old they are in this came out, but they look young. And I know that just Asian cultures in general, they tend to look younger than they are, just have great genes, but they look like they're like 16, 17, 18, like they're teenagers, legit teenagers. And this, if you just take the vocals, it's definitely like a Japanese teen idol, but it's being sung over like hardcore metal, right? Well, not hardcore metal, but like metal. It's one of those things where you don't think they would go, but it actually goes really well the way that they're doing it. I don't know who did that, like that scream right there, because none of them had the mic up to their mouth, but this freaking microphone stand is gonna be the death of me. I swear to God. I don't know who did that scream, but that was sick. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's really sick the way they're meshing these two. And from the get-go, I didn't even realize I was headbanging. So there you go. The cool guitar climb. I like how the band like sits in the back and lets them be like the showrunners. It's really cool. Their energy is unmatched. Like they know how to be energetic. I don't know who did that. They're sweaty as hell, so you know, like they've been doing this the whole show. Could you imagine being in that crowd? I've been to some shows. I've been to a lot of shows. I've been to, I think at one time my friend Greg and I counted how many shows we've been to, and it's in the thousands. College was a fun time masking a bad time, but we went to a lot of shows. We did a lot of stuff in college. I've been to a few shows. They were arenas and it was like moshes everywhere and it was crazy crowds, right? So I know that environment and it's so cool to be a part of that environment. And maybe I'll share with you guys a couple shows that ended up on YouTube in high def that I was actually literally at in the front row. The fact that they have a following like this tells you that whether a gimmick or not, because something like this just on the surface sounds like it would be a gimmick. Teen Japanese pop idols doing metal, but whether it's a gimmick or not, they have a following. So that's all that matters. They're having fun. The main vocalist, I don't know anybody's names, but the main vocalist, her vocals actually match a lot with metal, to be honest, because it's not the really high pitched vocals you're used to for like the Japanese pop idol stuff. Obviously the backup singers, theirs are a lot higher that don't match as well, but it sounds really cool how they're able to mix these two genres. Let's keep going. The synth in the back sounds a lot like something Ramthing would do. Standard tuning too for the guitars. The synth in the back, honestly, is... Look at that crowd, man. That'd be so fun. This is making me miss going to shows, man. Don't play with the pigtails. The band is pretty tight, man. Like, them having a tight band in the back is extremely helpful to what they're doing. They know what to do. They know what to do to get the crowd going. Got the smoke, blowing shit all over people. Look at that crowd. Holy crap. She's like, I ain't messing around. Got the double bass with that droning synth in the back. Just gives it an extra layer of sickness. Oh shit. All right. I'm gonna listen to that again. That guitar breakdown, although quick, was super sick. There's a lot of finger tapping on there. Very quick. I got a lot of crap on my Ren, Jenny, and Screech trilogy. I'll put the link right up here. Where is it? I'll put the link right up here for that. Talking about finger tapping and how, generally speaking, it's not as hard as people think. People thought I was going after Ren's guitar skills. I was not. What he was doing it on a nylon acoustic, which is crazy difficult. But my point still stands that, generally speaking, tapping is more of a flashy thing than it is a technical thing. However, there's artists like Buckethead and just metal guitarists in general who can do, and Eddie Van Halen, who can do it in a way that it is pretty difficult. You got Buckethead doing like all finger tapping, which is nuts, by the way. I can barely keep straight like three or four fingers on one hand, let alone 8, right? And he's doing that all across the fretboard. Not just random notes either, notes that make sense. So those, I like seeing that. And this was pretty technically sound and technically on rhythm, which is hard to do. So that's really cool. I think honestly, what's selling this band, and by selling, I mean like what's making it work, is the band in the back. I'm going to assume that, this is my guess, they had the band, right? And then the same company found these teen these Japanese teen idol group. And they're like, well, this doesn't have a singer, this doesn't have a band. Let's just try it and see. And it ended up working. I don't know if it potentially was supposed to be like a gimmick, like this is haha, this is silly. And it ended up working out, but sometimes the greatest things are accidents, right? Champagne was an accident. So you never know, honestly. But I'm liking the uniqueness of this, right? There's so many different metal bands doing so many similar things. There's a lot of metal bands that do a lot of different things, but this is something different, and I thoroughly enjoy it. This is a band like I would be down to go see, to be honest with you, just to hang out, be in that crowd, headbanging along. It's like a good vibes type of metal band, right? Again, their energy is crazy. There you go. That's sick. It's all female band except for the bassist too. That's also sick. It's kind of funny, like the one main singer, and then like it's like the other two are like hype girls, for lack of a better term. But that's really what it is. But that's been done for years and years in groups where they have like dancers or hype, I guess hype people, and the main singer and then the band, right? The dynamic has always worked since the beginning of time. There you go, there's a scream. Thick. Show me the guitar. Hit the gong, do it, do it, do it, do it. Bro, adding a gong into like metal is more metal than you actually think. Beautiful. We still have like 40 seconds left. The heck? It was just them cheering. All right, that was Baby Metal Headbanger Live. It's kind of what I expected, except also a little bit of not what I expected. I feel like that don't judge the book by its cover thing. I feel like even people who say that kind of have the natural tendency to do so. When you think of like a Japanese pop idol mixed with metal, you're like, there's no way that's going to work without looking like a gimmick. And at times it does seem like it's gimmicky because of just obviously the sound of their vocals doesn't match really any type of metal song, but the way it's done, it sounds sick. I like it. Honestly, I would, like I said before, I would go see this band live if they were playing and I had the time. with 3 kids, I have time for nothing. But I would go see them live, and to be in that crowd would be amazing. The fact that they have a following like that in Japan, obviously Japan's fandom is like nuts. That doesn't take away from the fact that they have this large of a following. I think I was expecting a little bit something different, right? When you have such a large following, you think that there's got to be something like extremely amazing. And I'm not taking away from the band at all. But there's, like, musically speaking, like, it's a metal band and they're playing, you know, power chords, basic chord structures, all that stuff. None of that stuff is completely out of the ordinary, completely spectacular, but what they're doing with this kind of genre bending and having the young female front women and an almost 100% exclusive female band, it's super sick. I don't think there's any other band doing something like this, which is cool. To be unique is something that is hard to do in music, and they found a way to do it. So I think if anything, that's something that should be praised. That's really cool. I'm down to try to jump into some of the other stuff. Nancy was telling me that this is the song to go to first because this is kind of one of their better songs, better performances, and also it's a little bit less gimmicky than like Gimme Chocolate, which sounds a lot more gimmicky. But I want to see those songs too, just because obviously it's their work, but the gimmick makes sense to me. The fact that it is a gimmick makes sense to me, so I kind of want to see what that's going to look like also. But I'm excited to get into some baby metal. It's crazy the stuff that's out there that you've never heard of. Obviously, I don't listen to the mainstream stuff, so that stuff makes sense. But stuff like this, where like I'm a rock and hip hop head at heart. So this is 6 years ago. Yeah, like I should have heard of this. Obviously, I'm turning into a boomer and I haven't heard about stuff like this. So this was sick. This was very cool. I hope to get into more baby metal on the channel. We'll definitely be seeing some of that. I appreciate you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much for hanging out. Again, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go check out Baby Metal for yourself. Check out some more other stuff. Kawaii Metal is, I think, their production company. Go ahead and subscribe to them. Support Baby Metal. Support the artists on this channel as always. That's the main thing about my channel, is to support the artists. I really do hope to get into some more kind of off the cuff stuff like this in the future. So appreciate the support. Love you guys so much. And please do remember that good vibes are contagious.